Start introducing John Welch. He's Democrat running in District 2. John born and raised in Watauga County. He graduated from Watauga High School in 1997. Holds degrees from Wingate, the United States Sports Academy, and Appalachian State. So he's worked for the Department of Athletics at ASU since 2001 and is currently the Assistant Athletics Director for Internal Operations and Event Management. John has been a member of the Watauga County Parks and Rec Commission since 2010, serving as a board representative for the Watauga County Board of Education and the County Commission. So, John, well appreciate it. Thanks for coming. All right, so we're doing all the same questions for everybody. So here are the four big ones. What role does recreation play in economic development?
Well, I think that's one of the biggest issues that we deal with when talking about recreation. I think, and thanks to your group going around the last few years to schools, I think we went to 3 or 4 that I went to. It's trying to change the mindset that recreation is more than just throwing a couple balls out on the field and playing baseball or football or whatever. That now you have such a huge market for youth sports, outdoor recreation, that it is now turning these sleepy little hollows into thriving towns. If anybody's ever gone to Damascus, Virginia, you'll know that. So you look at what we have here as far as natural resources in developing recreation, not only just trails and a recreation center, but trying to find a way to diversify the types of facilities that we have in this county and the locations of the facilities in this county. That we're reaching all parts of this county, that at some point people will realize that, you know, if you extend the Middle Fork Greenway on, or even the Greenway into Todd, you may see some bike shops that'll open up, kind of like in Damascus, Virginia. Tell me, if they didn't have the Virginia Creeper Trail, would there be a subway in Damascus, Virginia? No, absolutely not. So, you know, it's bringing in people who spend money, sales tax, who stay overnight, occupancy tax. It's bringing in revenue into this county that we would much rather have spent here than Damascus or along the Virginia Creeper Trail. You know, we had a meeting this morning, and we had a presentation that North Carolina wants to be the trail state, basically. Well, we want to be the capital of the trail state, and we want to bring all of that business here to Watauga County.
Right. So as a Board of Commissioner member, what is the role of the county to improve recreation infrastructure? And what would you do to improve recreation infrastructure?
Well, first, you know, we are in charge of the budget, which Parks and Recreation is just a small part of our budget. What the commissioners can do, and what we've done in the past few years, is find creative ways to help with developing recreation infrastructure. Like we will offer county equipment, manpower to go out and help grade an area like the Hardin Park playground. We helped Green Valley Park came to us and asked for more money than what we normally give them, and we found out that we could actually save them money by using our county equipment and county manpower to deliver gravel to them. So there are ways that we can be creative in not just giving money to these groups and organizations, but trying to find a way that we can utilize our county resources to help them improve recreational infrastructure. For us, it's you know, looking for grants. We accepted a grant today. We accepted about $150,000 from the state today for the Middle Fork Greenway in our meeting this morning. So it's up to us to actually find creative ways to help, you know, the organizations in this county to develop and help to diversify what we have in this county and spread it out throughout the entire county.
Great, I want to ask you a question about a recreation center. So community recreation center has been expressed need in the community for decades. In both
Since 1970.
Yes, in both county and town planning and in community surveys. Since a YMCA is not coming to Watauga County, what plans would you have to meet this need?
Well, I think your group has been really instrumental in starting the conversation throughout the county. And again, if anybody had ever gone to these meetings like I had, and a couple of us here in the room, you would have noticed that there were some main points that were shared at each of these meetings with different people at these meetings. So the need is there, the want is there. I think, you know, our pool was built in 1971 as an outdoor pool. It was covered in 1975. So we have a real need as far as aquatics go. We have a swim team that would love to host a swim meet up here in Watauga County. You know, we have, I think in our CIP, we have, it would take $1.1 million to bring our pool up to code. It would take $250,000 to bring Old Cove Creek Gym up to code to meet ADA requirements. So you're looking at some facilities that are really lacking. And if we're really serious in creating an environment where recreation becomes a major economic driver, then we need to look at a rec center that not only meets some of those needs recreationally, but meets some of the needs of the community. I mean, it shouldn't be just, you know, a youth sport building. It should be a community center where people of all ages can come and do whatever. I sit on two committees, the Parks and Rec Commission and the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, that have both identified a rec center as a major issue, that we need a rec center. And so, you know, what I envision is a rec center with an Olympic-style pool, a play pool, if you will, a fitness area, and then some community space upstairs or wherever that WIN could use, Western Youth Network, that some of the other folks can bring in and really find a place for our youth and our community to go to if they're not a skier in the winter. There's a lot of us who do not ski. And there are a lot of reasons why we don't ski. So, but that's one reason why we really need to look hard at it.
So the last question on trails. The trails have been shown, and you mentioned this earlier, they've been shown to be a #1 recreation amenity in statewide and local surveys, and our community already has some great trails. What role do you think the county can play to support the development and building local trails?
Well, again, approving grants when they come before us. You know, we do have some incredible trails. We now actually, since I've been on the county commission, we have been able to connect both sides of the Greenway underneath the 421 there at the William Mass Bridge. So now it's completely connected. We need to find ways to continue to extend out into Todd. We need to find areas in other parts of the county that necessarily aren't on a trail system that we can begin to develop into a trail system that we can kind of connect to what we have now. The Middle Fork Greenway is going to be huge for us. We just celebrated the other day receiving another 12 acres of land. I know Wendy is pretty fired up about that. And so even that short amount of greenway that's already there, it's being used. She's talking about a 5K. I'm not going to tell them what the theme is, but you know, it's an important part, especially where we're at now in Watauga County, that we take advantage of the natural resources that we have and really draw people up here to see what beautiful scenery we have, what incredible resources we have. You look at Rocky Mountain Park, for instance, we've paved it, we added bathrooms. It's really becoming a really cool facility. Today we approved Boone Net area cyclists to go after a grant to add another track that's more for a beginner and intermediate biker. So, you know, all of these, we need to look at all these as a system instead of individual projects. And, you know, because of our climate and our weather, we have to diversify what kind of facilities we have. And so in the summer months, it's great to have trails. It's incredible to have this many trails. And I think my daughter put it best when she said, well, we need to have like a highway for walkers. So if you want to get to Bethel, you can just go on the off-ramp there at the Middle Fork Greenway. And, and I was like, well, sweetheart, that's being a little crazy there, but and it's very simplified in the way she was thinking. And that's what we should be looking at.